four-time world champions, one of the most feared, ruthless football nations to ever exist, a literal assembly line of superstar talent from Arsenal, Liverpool, Bayern Munich, and Newcastle. And on top of all that, this was a country that, for over 4 decades, was famous for one undeniable rule of football. They do not lose. Penalty, shootouts. Going into last night, Germany weren't just expected to win. They were genuine title contenders. The kind of powerhouse team you casually pencil into the quarterfinals before the tournament even starts. And then reality broke. Last night, they were dumped straight out of the World Cup by Paraguay, a team ranked 34th in the world, a team that literally just 2 weeks ago got absolutely destroyed 2-0 by the United States. But here's the part that will completely break your brain. Germany didn't just lose. They lost on penalties. Let that sink in. The one nation on earth that possesses ice-cold, machine-like efficiency from 12 yards out completely choked. So, what the heck actually happened? How does a historic giant fall to a massive underdog like this? Today, we are breaking down the entire disaster. To truly understand how insane this is, you have to realize that this wasn't just a regular upset. This is a glitch in the football matrix. For generations, other countries bottled it. England literally built an entire national identity around penalty shootout heartbreak. Teams like Italy and Spain have historical scars from the spot. But Germany were always the executioners, never the victims. Before last night, Germany had played in multiple World Cup shootouts. Their record? 100% win rate. They had scored 15 consecutive penalties in World Cup shootouts. 15 in a row. They hadn't missed a single penalty since 1982. Think about that. For over 40 years, through high-pressure semifinals and intense rivalries, German players walked up to that spot and scored every single time. Losing a shootout was a nightmare that happened to everyone else. Until last night. Let's get into the actual game. Because right from the whistle, this turned into a slow-burn nightmare for Die Mannschaft. Honestly, for the first 42 minutes, the match was a total snooze fest. It was just two teams feeling each other out, safe passing, zero risks. But then, right before halftime, Paraguay struck out of absolutely nowhere. Germany failed to properly clear a corner kick. The ball landed at the feet of Miguel Almiron, who showed absolute world-class vision, slipping a gorgeous reverse pass to Matias Galarza on the overlap. Galarza whipped in a brilliant first-time cross, and Julio Enciso rose above the defensive power at home. 1-0 Paraguay. The massive underdogs take the lead. But look at this stat from the first half, because it perfectly captures how broken this German team actually was. Germany had 78% of the ball. 78%. Yet, they did not manage a single solitary shot on target. How is that even possible? You control almost 4/5 of possession against the 34th ranked team in the world, and you can't even force their goalkeeper to make an easy save? They went into the locker room losing, having completely dominated the ball, but doing absolutely nothing with it. And honestly, that right there is a story of modern German football wrapped up in 45 minutes. Now, give credit where it's due. Germany did wake up a bit after the break. 9 minutes into the second half, Liverpool's Florian Wirtz whipped in a beautiful early ball. Arsenal's Kai Havertz got a brilliant flick on it, and boom, Germany leveled it up at 1-1. At that exact moment, millions of fans watching at home took a deep breath and thought, okay, normal service is resumed. The giant is awake. Paraguay is going to get tired, and Germany will run away with it. Except, the winner never came. And this is where the controversy absolutely explodes. Late in the game, Germany thought they had found their savior. Jonathan Tah powered a massive header into the back of the net off a corner kick. The German bench went crazy. That was the go-ahead goal. The goal that sends them through to the next round. But then, the video assistant referee stepped in. VAR called the referee over to the monitor to look at a minor tangle between Germany's Waldemar Anton and the Paraguay goalkeeper. The ref looked at it, decided it was a foul, and chalked the goal off. To say the German football world is furious is an understatement. It was incredibly soft. Even Jurgen Klopp came out swinging after the game. He pointed out that this exact type of physical jostling happens at every single corner in the English Premier League, and it gets waved off every single weekend, including for the champions, Arsenal. Klopp's point was simple. The standard is completely broken. How does a regular play in England turn into a disallowed World Cup winner? Whether you think it was a foul or not, it's just another chaotic entry into this tournament's massive pile of confusing VAR decisions. But look, we always try to be completely fair on this channel. Germany cannot just blame the referee for this disaster, because that VAR call only mattered because Germany fundamentally failed to finish the job themselves. Paraguay's defense played like absolute heroes. Their center backs, Jose Canale and Gustavo Gomez, were giving up half a foot in height to the absolute giants Germany kept throwing into the box. But it didn't matter. They put their bodies on the line, heading away every single cross, blocking every single lane. Even Germany's own coach grudgingly admitted after the game that Paraguay's defensive masterclass was simply elite. Germany had no answers. They ran out of ideas. And so the whistle blew. 1-1. We were going to penalties. The penalty shootout. The one place on earth where Germany was supposed to be invincible. Instead, it turned into an absolute horror show. Kai Havertz steps up first. The big game player for Arsenal. He shoots. And the Paraguay keeper, Orlando Gil, makes a massive save. Just like that, Germany's 44-year penalty streak was dead. The teams traded a few goals, and then Gil stepped up big again, saving a weak penalty from Nick Wolf made. This gave Paraguay the chance to win the game twice over. But this shootout was so chaotic. Even Paraguay couldn't believe what was happening. They completely fluffed both match-winning chances. Antonio Sanabria dragged his shot wide, and then the legendary Manuel Neuer made a vintage diving save to keep Germany alive. Sudden death. Up steps Jonathan Tah, the same guy whose winning goal was disallowed by VAR earlier. He has the chance to save his country. He runs up, strikes it, and blasts it straight into orbit, over the bar. That handed the game right back to Paraguay's Jose Canale. He stepped up, kept a composure, and smashed it directly into the top corner. Game over. Paraguay, 34th in the world, had just knocked the mighty Germany out of the World Cup. So, let's take a step back and look at the bigger picture here. Because the honest truth is way more uncomfortable than just one bad night or a frustrating VAR call. The truth is, Germany is no longer a football superpower. Look at the brutal timeline. Back in 2014, when they won the World Cup and humiliated Brazil 7-1, they were the undisputed kings of the world, the gold standard. But since that day, it has been a brutal 12-year collapse. They crashed out in the group stage in 2018. They crashed out in the group stage in 2022. And now, in 2026, they are sent packing in the round of 32. That is 3 straight tournament embarrassments. Their coach, Julian Nagelsmann, stood in front of the cameras after the match with a total 1,000-yard stare and said, "This is our 3rd elimination in a row. It means we are no longer part of first-class teams." Let that sink in. The manager of Germany openly admitted his country is no longer elite, and the numbers back him up perfectly. Before 2014, Germany had won a staggering 75% of all their World Cup matches in history. Since 2014, that number has plummeted to just 40%. They haven't even been ranked in the top 10 worldwide for years. This isn't a fluke. It's a decade-long decline. A devastated Kai Havertz basically apologized to the entire country after the game, saying, "We played good football, but something was always missing." And honestly, that is the perfect description of modern Germany. A squad packed with world-class names from Europe's elite clubs that somehow adds up to less than the sum of its parts. Compare that to Paraguay, a team of players mostly playing in North and South America, who simply outfought, out-offended, and out-nerved them when the lights were the brightest. This World Cup is proving one thing. The old football hierarchy is cracking right in front of our eyes. Uruguay is out. The Netherlands went home the exact same night. And now, Germany is gone. So, I want to hear from you guys. Was Germany completely robbed by that VAR decision? Or did last night just prove that they aren't an elite football nation anymore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. make sure to hit that subscribe button, because something tells me Germany won't be the last giant to fall in this tournament. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.